I'm glad to have all of you here to help us celebrate our 100th. So thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoyed the morning, and looking forward to seeing you roam around through the convention and see the real strength of this organization to our grassroots. I encourage you to talk to them while you're here. So this celebration is about success stories over 100 years. You heard me talk about them in my speech, and I just kind of skimmed the top of it by doing that. But we're looking forward to breaking through to a next 100 years and carrying the torch for the American farmer. So I'll take your questions. Yes, sir.
Chris Clayton with DTN. You, when you very began as president of AFBF, your biggest focus was on immigration. Is that still the biggest focus, and how do you see anything getting done with the debate as volatile as it is on
Yeah.
the national level right now?
Yes, sir. So it is still our main focus. It's the largest, it's the biggest issue that our farmers face across America. My days on the farm when I was a dairyman, there might have been a lot of things facing me, a lot of things wrong, but when I laid down at night, my biggest problem was who was going to be there to help me the next morning. So labor continues to be that big problem. Yes, we have a very divided House and a heated debate over building a wall. But we're hoping that there's going to be an opportunity to look at this situation. I know over the last several years when I went to the Hill to talk about immigration, everybody's speech back to me would be, well, we can't consider immigration or ag labor until we secure the border. Well, hopefully we're on a path to maybe securing that border, and then we can have some serious conversations about solving some of our problems. Yes, Max, and then come back to you.
Max Armstrong, This Week in Agribusiness. You talked during your presentation about the trade war. I think your phrase was, it's going to be a long trade war. Do you have any sense of the fact that maybe we're making some advances here of late, because there have been some progress that we're seeing a little bit?
Yes, sir. So we do think that we're seeing progress, and I think it's very volatile. I think I would, if I have the opportunity to speak to the president, I'm going to encourage him to recruit some other countries to help him, because as I said in my speech, China's just not mistreating us. They're treating a lot of the other players in the world, and I think they're fed up with it too. So I think there's some people out there, other countries, that would like to help us with that. So yeah, it's been encouraging. I've been saying the runway was going to be long on this one. We've been saying that for about 8 months now. But hopefully we're getting closer to a close to this and a positive solution to the problems.
What countries would you like to see him bring into the fold?
Yeah, I'd like to see him work in Japan. I know that the EU is refusing to involve agriculture, but my conversations with the administration says we won't have a EU trade treaty without agriculture. We support that. I told some entities yesterday that, we would be encouraging that this would include agriculture. We can't afford to have that. So the EU, the UK, and Japan are the 3 big ones. Yes, ma'am, first.
Thank you. Sarah Mock with RFD-TV. You are from a southern state that was impacted by hurricanes, natural disasters this year. Does the Farm Bureau have any plans to either have an ask in Congress or to do any kind of make any internal efforts to address folks still recovering from those disasters?
Yes, ma'am. We are working side by side with several congressmen from the southeastern region of the country, trying to find a solution. I think that solution will be similar to what we saw after Harvey in Texas, and we're hoping that we can do that real soon after Congress decides to take that issue up. I'm going to go here, and then I'll come back to you.
President Duvall, Jeff Alley with the Cromwell Ag Network. When we had talked before, you mentioned that it would be good if the country had a policy for catastrophic disaster, so farmers that are on the coast would know what to expect. There are going to be hearings on climate change in the House Ag Committee and on the Senate Ag Committee, and they may as well be tied to that disaster debate. Is climate change an opportunity for agriculture, or are those fearing something that you fear and dread?
No, we'll welcome the conversation, and agriculture will always step up and take our part of the responsibility. I think where we get a little fatigued around the discussion about climate change or whatever, however you want to list it, is everybody always wants to blame agriculture. There's a lot of things that go on in our country and around the world that changes our climate, and agriculture's not the only one, and it's probably not the biggest one either. So that's where we really get rubbed a little raw with that. But I think it is going to give us the opportunity to be able to bring sound science forward and say this is what we think we contribute to it, but let's also look at the things that we're doing to help and to offset some of the damage that we might do. So I think it is an opportunity for us to bring sound science forward and really talk about the facts of it.
An advantage of carbon sequestration.
Yes, yes. Yes, sir.
Spencer Chase with AgriPulse. Obviously, we're in the midst of a government shutdown, and you have a very special guest coming to the convention tomorrow. So I wonder, what do you want to hear from the president, especially as it relates to the government shutdown and the impact it's having on a lot of your members on rural America?
Wouldn't we just love to know that he's found a solution to the problem so they could get on with business? But I will be expressing to him that even though it's not directly, he's not directly trying to hurt our farmers, this shutdown is going to hurt our farmers. We need to make sure that we can get that mitigation package delivered. We need to implement the 2018 Farm Bill because we got to have that certainty out in the farmland. There's some loans that need to be made because of the disasters and operating loans that are coming up. I mean, the clock's ticking, and we all know that when spring gets here, everybody's going to need to be moving and have all that business done and behind them. So we need to get those offices opened up and do it in a fast way.
And a follow-up, if I may, you had mentioned kind of a desire among Farm Bureau to see a secure border, but what does a secure border look like in regards to Farm Bureau policy?
Well, in far as Farm Bureau policy, we really don't say what a secure border looks like. So if you're looking for me to say we support a wall, don't support a wall, we support border security because we think we need the protection, and we need to be the people coming across. We need to be able to hold them accountable, and I think when we do that, it's going to give us a better opportunity to speak to Congress about the needs that we have for labor, and find a fix for our problems, and that fix. We're also looking for a champion to carry a piece of legislation that might help us find that fix. So there are a lot of things that we got to do in this new Congress to set the groundwork to move forward on those issues. Yes, sir, I'm sorry.
Joe Gill from Chasm Radio in central Minnesota. More of a message of a thank you I was told to send your guys' way regarding the dairy RP program. A lot of dairy farmers, and they felt that Farm Bureau has just played such a big role in some new progress in dairy and just some added tools to their toolbox.
Sure, thank you, and we're very proud. I think John Newton is in the room, or was earlier. He's our economist, a chief economist, and he come kind of through the dairy industry to get to us, and has great knowledge of how to do that, and he played a very big role in putting that risk management tool together, and also we worked on the improvements in the Farm Bill to do that too. So we're hoping that that's going to bring some relief to our farmers, at least gives them better risk management tools to help them during these difficult times. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Excuse me, Hannah Monahan, Inside U.S. Trade. I was wondering what your efforts in favor of USMCA are going to look like to get it passed through Congress, and what do you think of the president's threat to withdraw from NAFTA before USMCA?
Well, if he withdraws from NAFTA, it'd be crushing to American agriculture. So we're going to be trying to encourage him not to do that. I know that's probably a leverage too for him, but we're going to do everything in our power through our grassroots, through our state farm bureaus, to make sure that we're encouraging or educating Congress as to what this new treaty is going to do for us, and try to move it forward, because this is a very, very important treaty that we need to continue before he does pull us out of NAFTA.
And then President Duvall, we have room for two more questions.
2 more questions. Yes, sir.
Jerry Hagstrom, the Hagstrom Report. Are there any particular issues coming up at the delegate session that you expect to be exciting or controversial?
No, I don't think any exciting. There's some of them, a couple of them may draw out, but I don't think there's going to be any exciting or controversial. We may have some more talk about conservation compliance because we still want to do some work in that area, and we understand the burden that's out there on certain parts of the state of being conservation compliant, to be able to take advantage of risk management tools. And we're trying to work on make sure that we get consistent enforcement in that area, and I think there's some lack of consistency there. So there may be room to work on those issues within our policy without having to go to the Hill for that. Yes, sir.
Rural broadband, I'm sorry, Tony St. James, all ag, all day. You mentioned rural broadband. What's the perfect world scenario, and how do you get there?
Well, first of all, we got to make them understand how important it is. And like I said in my speech, it's not just a luxury, it's a necessity for us to be able to keep moving American agriculture forward. So we're going to do a lot of education on it. And I think I have some concerns about the reporting of the mapping of the areas that's covered. I think there's a lack of accuracy there, and hopefully that we can bring some clarity to that and make sure that the accuracy that the providers or the information that the providers are giving it really reflects an accurate number of areas that are being protected or covered by that. So I think there's some work to be done on that, but I think it's all about education and let them understand how important it is. And we know, and you know, to me, my background too as a volunteer, I kind of come through the EMC, the rural electric programs, and I don't know of a group better fitted to be able to deliver that to our farms and ranches. So hoping there's going to be some increased participation there. Let's take Lee.
Lee Maddox, Tennessee Farm Bureau. What's the message to our farmers because of the division of our country? You know, the Republicans and Democrats working together. It seems like it's never been more divisive, and it seems like agriculture is the one thing that they're not divisive on. But how can we get that message out to the rest of the American people?
Well, I think our Congress is going to get the message when they go home to their town hall meetings. I think farmers are really fed up with the politics, and they want to see them do what's right for our country, and what's right for our country is what will be right for rural America. So I think when they go back home to their districts, they're going to hear from our farmers saying, you know, it's time to get on with business. I'll take one more. I saw your hand up. Sorry.
For the average American, what is the significance of 100 years of Farm Bureau's influence?
You know, there's so many people that's a member of Farm Bureau that takes advantage of our member benefits. And, you know, we try to take every opportunity to educate them on that we are an organization that advocates for farmers and ranchers. But kind of like the first president, James Howard said of American Farm Bureau, said whatever's good for farmers is good for America. And we're all about providing for people. That's not just providing food for them, but also providing them with a national security, because if we ever become dependent on another country for our food or our energy again, they'll try to take us to our knees again. So, you know, agriculture is just as important to the everyday farmer's life out there, that just as important as anything else they take advantage of. They take us for granted because it's in the grocery store and at Walmart 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But if the shelves started to become naked, they would realize how important we are, and I pray to God I don't ever see that happen. So we're going to continue to try to get that message out. Farm Bureau does a lot of things to try to do that through our counties and our state farm bureaus and American Farm Bureau, and through our foundation for ag, trying to teach ag literacy to young people to understand where agriculture is. But Farm Bureau is all about informing people and advocating for the farmer.
Thank you so much, President Duvall. That
Thank you.
answer concludes this press conference.
Thank you. Thank y'all for being here. I hope you enjoy the 100th.